What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, and welcome to CNA Films and Animation's Animation Corner. I want to do something a little different this week. We are going to compare two movies that are slightly similar and see which one may be better. In our point of view from what we've seen of these movies. And we are comparing the 2011 film
Rango
with the 1991 film
An American Tale, Fievel Goes West.
We've seen both these films. We both grew up with Fievel Goes West.
And we both loved it growing up. We still love it today.
Yes.
And we both saw Rango together in theaters, and we both loved that. So, this is going to be a very interesting video because we have two films that are similar, but not really similar.
Yes. They're more similar than I thought.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to first go over, I guess, the plot of each one?
Sure. Which one should we start with?
Let's start with the older first.
Okay.
American Tale.
So, American Tale, Fievel Goes West, follows Fievel, and it's kind of a direct sequel to the American Tale film by Don Bluth. And after a gang of cats pretty much raid their entire mouse village, they go down into the sewers and they come across this mouse that, at least they think it's a mouse, and he tells them of this place that they can go to
Called Green Valley, which is pretty much a paradise. Cats and mice get along, cats and dogs get along. It's the perfect place to come and raise a town. And the mice are like, yes, this is amazing, not knowing that this is all a scheme of a cat whose plan is to have them come build him an empire, and then he's going to kill them all. And
so Fievel and his family travel by train, and after a misadventure, I guess,
yes,
Fievel
overhears the plot of the cat gang, and the cats figure him out and have him thrown from the train. And he has to walk through the desert to get to the town. He's there for a couple days. And once he gets to the town, he tries to warn his family that the cats are bad, but the cats are helping them, and they don't believe him. And they're just about to finish building his empire. And Fievel tries to seek help from an old sheriff to get rid of the cats. But things don't work out quite how Fievel wants. How about the story of Rango?
Okay. So Rango follows is he a lizard? Gecko?
He's a chameleon.
Chameleon. So Rango follows the story of a chameleon named, actually you don't know his name.
Yes.
And he's basically thrown, literally, out of a car, and he is stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And
he has to basically find a way to find his way to survive.
Yes, and that leads him to a little cat town called Dirt, where through a couple of misadventures, he finds himself the sheriff of the town, and he has to save the town from drying up, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, the town's water supply is starting to disappear, and this causes a lot of people to be very upset, and so he is kind of appointed the sheriff of the town. and he must find out what is causing the water to disappear and try and basically save the day. And, but this is not his forte. He's an actor.
Yes, he's a pet chameleon who he acts with the surroundings and his cage.
And he even creates his own stage name, which is Rango.
Yes.
And, he's just kind of thrown into this town. This is completely new to him. He's never had to experience anything like it. And the only thing that he has going for him is his acting skills.
Yes, and he convinces the locals that he is pretty much a gunfighter. And a legendary one at that.
Killing seven
brothers with one shot. And he comes up this whole scheme of how it happened. It's fun. Rango has to help save the town from drying up, and also he has to deal with, this is the same old story of the liar revealed. It's been done a lot, but I think it pulled it off fairly well. Let's get down to the comparison.
Okay.
The heroes.
Rango and Fievel. He is a chameleon, of course. He's an actor. He's trying to survive in the town by using his acting ability. He's boosting himself up. And it sets the whole part, as I said, for the liar revealed. When the town needs him, he is unable to. But then he comes back when they really are in dire need and saves the day. It happens.
Yeah.
Fievel, on the other hand, this, in my point of view, almost takes a back seat too. He is the main protagonist, but he's overall involvement in the movie is kind of just to make things, get things started, make things flow, and make sure everything happens right.
But when it comes to the final battle of the entire, the big climactic ending.
Yes, he does deliver the final blow, but he does not technically save everyone. We'll get into that a little later.
The main villain.
We have Tortoise John, the mayor of Dirt, from Rango, and Cat R. Wall from
American Tail, Fievel Goes West.
Yes. Which one did you think is the better villain?
For me, for main villain, I would have to go with Cat R. Wall. And this is a very tough decision for main villain because they're two completely different characters, two completely different personalities and everything. And, I'm choosing Cat R. Wall because while he may not be as, well, I'll put it this way. He is one of those villains that is very, a lot of things happen to him. It's very comical what happens to him. But at the same time, you understand exactly what he's doing, and it's kind of more evil than what I would say the mayor of Dirt is doing. Just because it's a mass genocide that this character is going to be doing.
Yes.
Compared to the mayor, who's basically dumping all the water.
Yes, the mayor's whole scheme is kind of to dry everybody out, buy up the land, and then pretty much build an oasis on their property. Cat R. Wall, as Cory said, is having the mice build this saloon, we learn, and he's just rewarding them for their help. He's going to kill them and eat them. For the trickery involved and everything, I'm going to have to agree with Cory that Cat R. Wall is the better villain.
The side villain.
Yes, both films had side villains, and
These were both the hired guns of it. For Rango, it's Rattlesnake Jake. And for Fievel Goes West, it's Chula, the spider. Of these characters, I think we both agree Rattlesnake Jake wins.
yes.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake Jake is, like Alan said, he's the hired gun, but what makes this character stand out so much, and to even not even have a real comparison of the two, the reason why he wins is because he is menacing.
Yeah. He's supposed to portray the bad guy in a Western film.
Yes.
He is the bad guy. Black hat. When you see him, you know he means business. He's a hired killer. That's what he does. His eyes look like they're freaking fire. His movement. They even incorporated his tail as his gun. His character design is great. We saw this film in theaters, and when he arrived, and the menacing look, the whole hat. There was a bunch of children, and it's a cartoon. A lot of kids went to it. Every one of them started crying.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a...
Even I was. No, but this character is so well developed, so built up, and the payoff is so well done.
Yes.
From everything from his design to his manner, I would have to say that he is probably the best villain in an animated film in a long time.
Yes. Chula, the spider, on the other hand, he is just kind of... he is the hired gun. He's the only spider in a gang of cats, which is weird, but okay. I don't want to say comic relief, but he's just a comical character.
Mm-hmm.
He's after Fievel, and he has some funny parts, but...
I would say that his specialty weapon, like Rattlesnake Jake's specialty weapon was his rattlesnake gun.
Yes.
His specialty weapon, in a way, is he shoots web through his mouth.
Yeah.
And it basically is like a prison web.
Yeah,
of some kind.
It's like a perfect web right out.
Which I thought was a neat idea.
Yeah, he shoots it on a mirror, and the mirror shatters into pieces.
Mm-hmm. But overall, Rattlesnake Jake, I think, is the definite winner for side villain.
Yes.
The side characters.
For Rango, there was Beans.
Uh-huh.
And Priscilla, the little girl, shrew-like thing. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what she is, but yeah. Beans is the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a whole lot. She just she kind of gets the story across for the water. She tells the town that the water is pretty much gone and that causes the plot to shift.
Yeah, and she has a very funny gimmick where she will, due to a defense mechanism, she will freeze and
Oh, damn it, not again.
It's sentence.
Yes, but only thing is whatever she's talking about, it'll be something completely different when she comes back on. And it's funny, they do it a couple times, and then it's just kind of pushed aside for no real reason. But okay. And you have Priscilla, the little girl.
Mm-hmm. She's not in it very much, but she does bring a few laughs
Yes.
to the movie.
Can I go shoot somebody?
Yeah. A lot of the side characters overall, like ones in the town, each character is very well developed. They each have their own unique style.
Yes. Their designs are good. Their overall inflict on the plot, each has its own little bit, but they're really small.
Most of them are really just kind of comic.
Yeah, and then it's there or that, or they're just there to get the plot to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
For Fievel, on the other hand, let's see, we got Tiger, Wiley Burp,
Mm-hmm.
and Tanya. Tiger is he's a cat. He's friends with Fievel and his family, and let's see. His main part of the movie is both his friends and the girl of his dreams go west
Mm-hmm.
without him, and he tries to go west to. Well, he tries to say bye to his friends, but he misses that. Then he tries to go west to find his girl,
Mm-hmm.
and
Along the way, he keeps running into a bunch of dogs, which more or less chase him or throw him off of different things. And
yes,
it's a very funny moment in the film. You know, it just one after the other, he keeps running into more and more dogs, and
yeah.
there's an even funnier scene when he's in the water.
Dogfish.
Yeah. But you know, he brings a lot of the comic relief in the film.
Yes, on his journey west, he is mistaken for a god by a native mouse Indian tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how exactly that works, but yeah, and
They believe he's a god because of some rock formations.
yeah, and he looks just like it because they're about to eat him.
Yeah.
And then Tiger is joined. He is trained by the next character, Wiley Burp, who is a washed-up dog sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
They're going off of the whole Wyatt Earp, but it kind of the cartoon.
Yeah.
His character, he's washed up. He knows it. He's too old. He's tired of the whole thing, and he's convinced by Fievel to try to help. And to do that, he's going to train Tiger to be a
dog, essentially.
yeah, a dog and a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Sort of. He's an alright character. That's pretty much his thing. He's the he's a washed up character, and in the final conflict, he doesn't even really do much. Tiger does everything.
Yeah.
Which it's really neat to see, and the visuals are really cool, especially from '91.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, then we go to Tanya, who you think wouldn't be a very big part.
Mm-hmm.
She dreams of being a singer,
Yeah.
and she is.
She's a cat, also. By the way.
No.
Oh.
No, that's the sister. That's the mouse.
I was thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have. She has an even smaller part.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Tanya. Gotcha.
She is Fievel's sister. And as I said, she wants to be a singer, and she is found by Kadar while she's singing, and he wants her to be his main
Showgirl.
showgirl at the saloon, because she has this amazing singing voice he really likes.
And frankly, I did think that she did have a good singing voice, especially for an animated film.
Yes. It's actually her at the end who saves all the mice from getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
She sings and warns them about the trouble that's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And her character's okay, short and to the point. Let's see. Tiger defeats all the bad guys. Tanya saves everyone. Wiley Burp is the trainer, and Fievel delivers the final blow. Yeah. Which film do you think had the better side characters?
I would have, well, based on personalities and everything, I would probably have to go with An American Tail. Just because they're more easily distinguished character-wise.
Yeah, they're a little bit stronger character-wise. While in Rango, there's so many characters that they've built up each a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's more build-up, and you can actually understand each character a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you on this.
If I was going on like visual design, which we will get into a little bit later, I do think that the Rango artistic designs are a little stronger, but like I said, we'll get into that a little bit more.
Yes.
But, as for side characters overall, American Tail, I think, has the better side characters.
Okay. We already talked about the hero, but we never really said, which do you think is the better hero?
Well, this one's tough. But of the two, Rango and Fievel,
Yes. Well, what do you think of it? I'm going to go with Rango a little more. For the two films, his character is followed the entire time. He's built up more. You know what's going to happen, but you're not sure how he'll react exactly. I'm going to go with his character. Fievel's, as I said, he is the flow, but he's not really the he's the guiding hand, not the force.
yeah, and I agree with you. Yeah, I thought about it for a brief second, but yeah, I do think Rango is the stronger character. Even though he's thrown into a world that he doesn't know, he's never lived the life of the Western. But I think he has the biggest journey and the biggest payoff in the end.
Yeah. Let's get to the story elements. Which do you think had the better story?
Well, overall story-wise, I'm probably going to go with Rango. And the reason is because the story for Rango is a little more fleshed out. It's a little longer film. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something, while American Tail is about an hour and 15. The story for Rango, I think, has it's a little bit more bigger. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, the story on Rango, I feel, it's a little bit more flushed out. I felt the whole flow for Fievel Goes West, everything just happens a little too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be in days gone through, and it's feels like a couple hours. The film is short. I understand they're just going for what they had, but it seemed to be lacking on some areas. So yeah, I'm going to go with Rango on that. How about the animation style?
This is a tough one for me. I personally love hand-drawn animation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what American Tail, Fievel Goes West is. It's just, every frame is just hand-drawn. You can tell that someone put a lot of work into it. It's beautifully drawn. And not to say that there isn't that with Rango, because it's a CGI film.
Yes, that is extremely good CGI.
Exactly. As much as I love the hand-drawn elements and everything, I think I'm going to go with Rango. It's beautifully drawn. It's like one of the better CGI films I've seen. The characters all are very unique, very different. They are, you can tell, like, okay, this is this one person, this is this other person. One guy has like an arrow through his eye. I mean, each character has something different about them, and they are all very memorable to add to that. And so with that, I think I'm going to give the edge to Rango.
Yes. For me, hand drawn, as Cory said, is beautiful. You can tell all the details in it. It's great. With computer animation, you lose that. For Rango, they tried to put that back in, and the detail in it is amazing. I'm gonna have to go with Rango on this because the detail using CGI is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find that much effort anymore.
Yeah, and Rango won the Oscar for Best Animated Film in 2011, and I felt it was very well deserved.
Yes. Got anything else to add?
So, overall, what do you think would be the better film?
Better film, if you tally it up, I think Rango wins by 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's very close. They're both good movies if you enjoy the westerns and style.
Mm-hmm.
They're both comedies. I think I found Fievel Goes West funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Rango seemed a little bit more drama to it.
It was a little darker as
Yes,
well. Darker in tone.
Yes. I enjoyed my time with both of them. I recommend both of them if you.
Yes. If you haven't seen either one, please go. American Tail, Fievel Goes West. It's not on Netflix, so I can't say that.
Rango is on Netflix. Fievel Goes West may be harder to find. It is from the an early 90s movie.
But if you ever get a chance to see it, I highly recommend that you check it out.
Yes.
It's definitely worth your time.
Seen either of these films before? Did you have a favorite character? Maybe we missed a character that you liked. What did you think of the animation and the villains and the heroes? Tell us in the comments what you think.
If there's any other movies that you'd want us to compare, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to do something like this again in the future.
Yes, this was fun. It was good to see these two movies, compare them. Have any animation you want me to review? Leave it in the comments. Check out our other videos.
If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe.
I'm Alan.
I'm Cory.
We'll see you guys in the next one.